Did you guys hear Deion Sanders yesterday? And I know that you guys hate Deion Sanders simply because, well, he's Deion Sanders. But again, I've espoused the greatness, the glizziness, if you will, Rory, of Deion Sanders. My question is, if there's any coach in the country you could have, don't you want him saying this?
Say we get 25 high school players. How many is going to play that freshman year at the most? Let's say 4 or 5, right? And so now you got 20 guys redshirted. So when you go through that spring with that 20 guys redshirted, how many are you going to retain after that spring? Or how many are going to jump in the portal on you? Let's just do it. If any one of you going to go statistically and try to calculate this, I already done it. So it's going to be how many? Half. Okay, why don't I just focus on 10? Guys that can – see, when we grab a freshman, we expect that guy to play. We're not looking at, hey, man, we can just redshirt you, develop you. No. We're looking for you to come in and play some football. I don't give a darn if it's a walk-on, if it's a Cash Cleveland. We expect you to play. So our approach is somewhat different, heavily scrutinized, heavily criticized, but we know what we're doing. So if anybody ever did the homework and the statistics of these young men that people have a class that they say is the number 1 class in the nation, then 5 of those guys play or 4 of those guys play, then the rest go through the spring, then they jump in the portal. Give me those numbers.
I mean, I think that's facts, bro. Like, he's not wrong.
Notre Dame, make the call.
Yeah. I mean, he is not wrong, dude.
Give me some blender sunglasses.
I mean, he goes on there to say later in the press conference, like, hey, if you look at the NFL draft and he asked the media, hey, who do you think won the NFL draft this past draft? And nobody had an answer. And he's like, yeah, you don't have an answer because nobody cares who won the draft. It's all about what players are on the field actually doing something for you. And I thought that to me shows you that Deion understands the portal and NIL and understands that people are going to hate, but that they're doing it a proper way and they're winning through that. And I think that, again, you don't have to like Deion, but
no,
you got to appreciate the fact that he understands the system and understands how to go about, getting enough talent in the program.
And I just, again, will ask you, I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'd have fired Marcus Freeman before I ever hired him. I would have never hired him. If you said to me today, you can have Deion Sanders or Marcus Freeman. Marcus, let me pack your shit because you're out.
Yeah.
I'll do it. I won't break anything. And a lot of newspaper wrapping going to happen.
Pack this thing up. We're out of here.
You're out. I wouldn't even hesitate. Hey, you can have Matt Ebersucks or Deion Sanders coach the Bears. Let me shave your beard, Matt, because you're done.
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
Like, there's not a whole lot of coaches. And again, I look across this country. And
Deion or Brian Kelly?
Huh?
Deion or Brian Kelly?
Prime all day.
All
Brian
day.
Kelly doesn't win big games.
All day.
And I will tell you, of the coaches we've talked about, Neil Brown or Deion, come on.
Yeah. Joey.
Or Deion. I take Deion. Stillwater Mullet or Deion. Like, there's not a whole lot of coaches you're taking over him. Kirby Smart or Deion? Kirby Smart.
Ryan Day. See, now that's a tough one.
I'm probably taking Deion.
Now, Ohio State fans say, oh, you're out of your mind, Monty.
I don't like Ryan Day. I'm not. I don't want Ryan. Okay. This is going to go off the reservation, so just buckle up. What I'm telling you is, I only care if you make the college football playoff. Okay, if you're BYU, the expectation's lower. Kalani or Deion. At BYU, I'm taking Kalani. The problem is, I'm a guy who believes Notre Dame should play for a national championship every year. That's who we are. Marcus Freeman ain't that dude. I'm a guy that believes the Texas Longhorns. Is Sark that guy? I don't know. Can you imagine Deion Sanders with the horns on the side of his helmet? Come on, man. They're never losing a game. And the problem is, I don't believe that the garden variety West Virginia fan, does West Virginia fan believe that the Mountaineers should play for a national championship every year?
Do you believe?
No, probably
Should
not.
They? I mean,
Will
will they? No.
Do you believe, as a USC fan, that you should play for a national championship every year?
Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Which is why you're trying to fire Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I called this dude that I am just a casual friend. We're not like close friends. We used to work together. I call him yesterday, and he's a USC guy. Call him yesterday, and does he say, "Hey, Monty," or "Hello"? How did he answer the phone?
Hold on. Let me take a guess before you reveal it. Hey, this is Monty. Yeah, we're firing his ass.
No. He's like, you better be calling me to say ding dong, the witch is dead.
Was it the violations?
Those violations are meaningless, by the way. The USC got a $50,000 fine and a year of probation because Lincoln had too many analysts. His analysts were on the field coaching players. So they had too many coaches on the field during spring practice. Okay. My point is, how many programs in this country, even in the Big 12, how many programs in the Big 12 think they should play for a national championship every year?
Program.
Baylor?
No.
Texas Tech?
No.
Houston?
No.
BYU?
No.
Utah?
Yes.
Oak State?
No.
Like Kansas? K-State?
No.
How many programs in the SEC think they should play for a national championship every year? Tennessee? Yeah, they do. Ole Miss with Lane Train? Yeah, they do. Like the
Bama,
bottom of the
Georgia.
that goes without question.
But I'm just sitting here thinking, like, in the SEC, you've got Bama, Georgia, Texas, Tennessee,
The only 10
Ole
I see.
Miss,
LSU,
LSU,
Missouri. They think so, right?
a lot of times Florida.
Florida. What about our friends in Norman? What is this, softball?
Yeah.
Oklahoma football fan thinks so. Auburn football fan thinks so. Kentucky football? Probably not. Mississippi State football? Probably not.
No. A&M.
But Texas A&M, why'd you go and hire Trev Alberts?
Yeah.
Why are you paying Jimbo to sit home and eat his boogers?
Ministry.
Right? Yeah, like you think you should be. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And if I look in the Big Ten, you want to know who in the Big Ten doesn't? Yeah, about 16 of the 18.
Yeah.
The Big Ten, and I know yesterday, maybe this is a good litmus test. How many of those very average ass football teams think they should be playing for a national championship every year? Oregon, yes. Oh, Indiana, no. Ohio State, yes. The Fighting Sandusky Pedos,
Yes.
yes. Iowa, no. Minnesota, Illinois, UCLA, Rutgers, Michigan State, Northwestern, Maryland, Purdue. None of those guys think they should.
Sign stealer guy.
No. Central Michigan, absolutely not.
Did you guys see really quick? Did you guys see the NCAA has finally gotten to the Central Michigan portion of the Michigan cheating scandal? They're now digging into that.
Central Michigan's in trouble, in my opinion.
Anyway, please continue.
USC,
Yes.
Nebraska,
I actually would say yes,
Yes.
right now. Yes. Yes.
Michigan,
I do. Yes.
Wisconsin. You don't go hire Luke Fickell if you think you're not going to compete for a national championship.
But I feel like they haven't done much since they hired him.
They
Like,
haven't,
you
because
haven't
Barry
really heard.
Alvarez is still fat. Prick. There are few. Barry Alvarez is a really good human. I hate that guy. I've always hated. Camp Randall Stadium, where people go to die and get crushed.
Yeah, next question.
I hate that stadium. I hate that team. I hate those fans, and I hate Barry Alvarez, the football coach, not the human being. He's a good dude.
Right.
Anyway, childhood trauma. Illinois, no. But Oregon, Penn State, Michigan, USC, yes. Most of that league doesn't think they have a chance to compete for a national championship.
Because they don't.
Right? So that don't even get me into the ACC. Because how many teams in the already crowned Clemson League think that they should be competing for a national championship every year?
Yeah, I mean, it's like 3.
SMU,
No.
Clemson,
Yes.
Miami,
Yes.
Louisville,
No.
Pitt,
No.
Georgia Tech,
Nope.
the Cuse,
Nope.
Duke,
Nope.
Virginia
Are
Tech,
we talking
Boston
basketball
College,
or what are we talking about here?
North Carolina, Wake Forest, NC State, Cal, Stanford, and, well, Florida State. And once Deion gets to Florida, the conversation changes. Florida
It's
State, rather,
happening,
with
bro.
Deion, because he.
Do you believe?
I love all the guys in the comments section from Colorado yesterday. You're an asshole. One guy, you're an asshole. Okay. Hey, listen.
Thank you for your honest take, dude. That was really the depth in that take is just incredible.
Anyway.
All right. What
All
are
I'm
the people
saying- Yeah, you're exactly right, Tanner. I hate Wisconsin. I hate everything about Wisconsin. I hope you burn the roof of your mouth on a cheese curd. Anyway.
Okay. All right.
I'm more than slightly bitter. And we haven't even talked about Prize Picks last night. If you don't learn my lesson, let me show you. Okay? Because I did something that you should never, ever do on Prize Picks.
I feel like we're getting to this every day now where you do something you know you shouldn't do just to test the water.
You should, when you call a guy out as like a fraud and he's way overpaid and he's not the best player in the NBA, yet he's paid like the best player in the NBA. He's soft like soft serve ice cream. That's who Jason Tatum is. So you would never, unless you're Marty. I picked Jason Tatum. All I needed was 27 points, dude. Thanks for the 20 spot. Anthony Edwards. I needed 27 points. Thanks for those 26 points. Jerk face. And then Joel Embiid, 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He gave me 21. Retire.
No.
Fortunately for Chaboy, I also had a college basketball, excuse me. I can't even say it right.
Oh, did you get in the pooper for Cooper?
I did. And frankly, I would like it to be known that I went Kansas and Duke last night because Duke is Duke. Duke is Duke. I would like to thank my guy, and he is my guy, Hunter Dickinson. He of Glizzy Nation. I don't know if he is or not. My guy last night was 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists. 28, 12, and 1.
Good Lord.
41. Stud.
Ain't ducking no smoke.
I ain't ducking no smoke. And then I got in the pooper for Cooper. I almost felt like a pedo betting on Cooper Flag last night, but I don't go to Penn State. Anybody, what do you think Cooper Flag's points, rebounds, and assist number was last night?
25.
Points, rebounds, and assists. 32.5.
Okay, 32.
26 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists.
Dilly.
Winning. And then I actually got really, really, really nervous because being in the pooper for Cooper means that you really don't want anybody on Kentucky to do well. But thankfully, Andrew Carr came through.
Right.
And your boy won 3 of 3 in college basketball. Put too much heat on the NBA, lost $5 last night.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Download the Prize Picks app. I'm giving you the formula to succeed. Use the promo code Monty. Open a new Prize Picks account. You deposit $5. They'll give you 50 more instantly. And then you do a flex play. You make 3 selections on a flex play, so only 2 of those 3 got to come through.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Swing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's easy peasy, fresh and squeezy.
Yeah, lemon squeezy and stuff.
Cooper Flag is a can't miss on Prize Picks. So now you just got to find one more, and you usually will win. And I would like to thank the Utah Jazz last night. Huge win for the Jazz in that loss to the Suns. It was
Just still can't get past it, dude.
whew, man.
Huge win.
Huge win with that loss to the Suns last night. And my guy, Devin Booker, I do believe after the game, and we couldn't find the tape of it, but from what I understand, Jordan Clarkson retired after the game last night because his legs fell off in the spin cycle with Devin Booker.
Yeah.
But
Facts.
Sex Machine's going to glizzy, and Jordan Clarkson got beat.
So don't even think about messing with me.
Did you guys see what Devin Booker did to Jordan
Savage,
Clarkson?
bro. 2
spin moves and a hard stop to drop a 3, and Clarkson, I do believe Clarkson wound up in the first row from the 3-point line. Thanks for being who you are, JC. Thanks for being who you are. It is what it is. First one in this morning, David E. Parsons, same thing. Benny Parsons, $2. BYU is looking a lot like TCU circa 2022. You're not wrong. Yet you're set up because your quarterback is in place for next year. So, Vegas has bye week as 3-point favorite over Oklahoma State this Saturday.
By the way, real quick, since we're talking about our boy here, James tweeted at us this morning that he, quote, this is his words, "I don't deal with pedo priests, as the Monty Show says. I deal with all clergy misconduct." Thank you for the clarification, my dude. That's really appreciated.
So you do deal with pedo priests.
Yeah.
James is literally writing a book about pedophilia in the priesthood, amongst other transgressions. And I know that, God is right. Hell is not real.
Yeah.
He's dealing with, that's why he needs the Amazon gift cards, because
Right.
it helps him. This is why I don't read I don't want to hear about pedo priests at 4 a.m. This is why I don't get on Twitter.
Having fun is the name of the game.
I tweet. I never look at my
my
inbox or the notifications. I'm not here for it. Geoff, hello. Tanner says, "Attaboy, James, fighting the good fight." Exactly right.
There you go.
Exactly right. Let's see. Who else is in this morning? Stepanik, hello. Did you hear Rex Ryan talking about Deion coaching the Cowboys?
That's all ESPN wants to say, and I just don't feel like it's a great fit for Deion, man.
Why, if you're Deion Sanders, would you leave the cushy life of college football, where every high school football player essentially wants you to call him, to go work for Jerry Jones?
I'm good.
What ESPN won't say is Jerry Jones is not a good owner. Jerry Jones is not the guy you want to go and work for, because you're not going to win games until he, how shall I say, is no longer in the picture.
He is a sick puppy.
You're not going to win games with the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
I'm just saying. Anthony Eason, Boise doesn't care who wins that game. They are in regardless if they win out. Well, if they win they would be the highest ranked G5. So the problem, and again, this is what I say about Boise. And I know that everybody gets upset when I say this about Boise. It's cool you're 5-0, but what is your quality win? What is your quality win? Oh, Monty, they beat San Diego State. Oh, you mean that 3-6 San Diego State team? Okay.
Oh, dear. Oh, my.
Well, I mean, they do have directional Georgia. You
Which-
lost to Oregon.
Yeah, quality loss there.
Then you beat Portland State, Washington State, Utah State,
Right.
Hawaii, UNLV, San Diego State, and Nevada. And you just beat Nevada, who's 3-8 and 0-5. And thankfully, you have San Jose State left on your schedule, Wyoming left on your schedule, and Oregon State left on your schedule. And I'm not saying that Washington State is a bad football team. They are 8-1, but the problem is their 8-1 is the same schedule that Boise's played.
Right.
And they don't have a leg to stand on because, well, they lost to Boise. And they don't have the Oregon loss, which was a good loss, and it counts for things. It's cool that you are that you are, what are they? What's their record right now? Just want to make it 8-1, 5-0 in conference. So what happens to your ranking in the college football playoffs? Certainly you moved up with the win. Oh, wait. Are you sure this is the right graphic?
I might have messed up. It might be last week's.
This can't be the, because you're outside the top 12 and I can't believe that. This has to be a wait, let me check the well, I don't know if it's a misprint but wait, that must be the Soccer Writers of America that have Boise at 13. Certainly the college football Oh, that's right. They won and they dropped a spot.
It's so savage.
See if I can...
Yeah, maybe it's just that you got the sleepies in your eyes, like.
Okay. Nope, that says they dropped a spot.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
It's unexplainable, dude. I have
don't
no idea how
understand.
Here, let me hang on one sec.
I don't understand.
Okay, here we go.
See that?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest.
Divide the 7 and then move the decimal point 3 spots. They still dropped a spot, and they're still 5-0 in the conference, and they dropped a spot. But Boise,
hey man,
you do you, man. You do you. Mike Smith, Prime is perfect for college football.
100%.
Perfect.
100%.
Would you want him in Morgantown, Mike Smith? Roy Wall, Prime had been coaching at a high level for years in his camps. My only question was, could he build a program? The obvious answer is yes.
Right.
And again, his point about the portal versus high school, and I've been trying to espouse my greatness on this for how long?
Did you make a banner today?
No, I did not. I told you so Wednesday. I did not. I'm too humble. As a humble leader and a maker of men.
Right.
Who are you, Rory? My point
Hey, look here, man.
Dude, I cannot wait for the Rory McIlroy story. My point is, I think that Deion Sanders is exactly right, that you don't want to have the top high school recruiting class in the country. If you get that, that's cool. But with the way that the portal works, you want the best portal players coming to your program. Because who are those players that are in the portal that are highly rated in the portal are usually the highly rated high school player who's unhappy in his spot.
Yeah.
And wants to win.
And you're Deion Sanders, and that kid would want to come play for you.
And then you go and get a seat in at left tackle, and you go and upgrade your defensive line. And
right.
How many quarterbacks are going to be fighting over the opportunity to replace Shador next year?
A lot.
I think a lot. A whole lot. Oak State James has a super chat.
Okay.
Pedo Priest or
for
upper
sure.
decks?
I think it's Pedo Priest for sure. Yeah.
The stadium guy James knows how to fix Oak State.
Oh, please.
I would have preferred Pedo Priest. Oak State fires Dunn as OC and hires Zach Robinson. Then in 3 years, Gundy retires. Coach Stack becomes the head coach. Yet notice that you're fine with Mike Gundy for 3 more years. For 3 more years. And now you want Zach Robinson. Why don't you fire Mike Gundy and just rebuild the program?
Yeah, why not just clean house? Like
if you look at their staff, and here's my question. Why Zach Robinson? Why Zach Robinson? You think he's going to leave? Where is he? The Falcons? You think he's going to leave the Falcons to go take a step down at Oak State?
No.
And I'm just curious, you're going to leave the Atlanta Falcons to go to one of the most disappointing football programs in the entire country.
You're going to leave Atlanta to go to Stillwater to coach college football.
Bro,
I don't think so, bro.
That's not happening.
No, I don't think so.
That's not happening. Cougs Johnson. Texas has a worse schedule than Boise State. Their biggest win is Vandy, and they're ranked 10 spots higher. Say the quiet part out loud. Boise is going to have to be perfect to get in. And then they'll be the only G5 to get in. Because if they lose the conference championship game, is a 2-loss Boise team who lost to Sandusky State or whoever it would be, are they getting in? They're not. They're not. That's all I'm saying. Remember off season where everyone said fire Kalani, Jake Retzloff sucks, and this team blows? Man, college football is the best. I don't think anybody was saying fire Kalani. I think what we were talking about this offseason, I've always been a Jake Retzloff guy.
Yeah. Yeah, the offseason conversation was Jerry, don't call me Gary, Jerry Bohannon versus Retzloff. And BYU fan.
Gary Bohannon's more experienced.
Yeah.
Put him in the lineup.
Yeah.
Better runner than Jake is. And Jake throws 50 interceptions a year. Can't have a Jew playing quarterback at BYU. That's if Kalani's not bowl eligible. He's out of here, dude.
Yeah, that was the take, dude.
And what did I tell you? If Kalani wins 8 games, put a statue out front of the stadium. Because it would be an unbelievable season. Oh, look at that. They're 9-0. And why are they 9-0? Are they 9-0 without Jake Retzloff? They're not. You're welcome. Are they 9-0 without the Lassiter family of football greatness? They're not. Even with all of his drops, Darius Lassiter's a huge part of that. Right? Like you look at the talent that is here. That's why they're 9-0. Cougs Johnson also says, I can't believe College Football Playoff Show actually pointed that out about Boise State yesterday. But are they wrong? They're not wrong.
It's not like uncouth to say that, dude. Like Texas is a better team than Boise State, and I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
Texas is far better.
Yeah.
And my opinion has always been that any G5 team that wants to do what Utah and Boise originally did is going to have to be perfect. You're going to have to do what BYU's doing. BYU ain't getting in my opinion, if they don't win the next 3 games.
Right.
They're not getting in. Because I don't think they can beat Colorado in a conference championship game. If they go undefeated to the Big 12 championship game and lose, they can get in. That's the only math that maths
Right.
for the Big 12. That's it. That's all. Zach Robinson is a former Cowboy. It could happen. So this is what you think is going to happen. You think a guy that's an NFL offensive coordinator is going to leave his NFL job to go be a coordinator in Stillwater to work for a guy that is not elite and is on his way out of the game? No. Nope. It's not happening.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it?
Sorry, bro.
It's not happening. If you had any balls at all at Oak State, you would fire Mike Gundy after this season. You would mutually agree. But you don't, so you won't. That's simple. You're a wreck. You don't have a defense. You don't have an offense. And, again, I was making the mistake of reading our comment section yesterday and delving into the filtered comments. And one of the beloved Oak State fans was MFing Kyle Whittingham and saying that Witt's a bigger failure this year than your boy, Mike Gundy. And here's my question. If you're an Oak State fan, you truly believe that Mike Gundy's a better coach than Kyle Whittingham? Witt's got one of the best defenses in the country. And now one of the better offensive lines in the Big 12. And they're running the ball. They just can't throw the ball. What does Oak State have? You can't run the ball. You can't throw the ball. You can't stop anybody from running the ball. You can't stop anybody from throwing the ball.
Right.
You haven't won a game. You're going to lose in the bye week. Like, what are we doing?
Nothing good.
Are you crazy? who else is better qualified to teach young guys at Oak State? What has that got to do with the price of tea in Stillwater?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that that's your main priority here, man.
No.
You need to find a head coach that embraces the modern day college football system.
You need somebody that will say, I don't necessarily want to win the high school recruiting battle. I want to win the portal battle. And then give me 5 or 6 good recruits out of high school. But Mike Gundy won't get in the portal. Mike Gundy won't get in the NIL game. Mike Gundy, dude, do we really have to go back and play it? Do we really have to talk about, about Mike Gundy saying negotiations are over?
That's what I told the players. There's no negotiating now. Portal's over.
You want that guy to be your head coach.
What was it about him, and just what did you like about what you saw from McGann and stuff?
Do you want me to go back into coach talk, or do you want me to tell you the truth?
The truth.
The truth?
Yes.
He was very inexpensive.
So you don't have money? Wait a minute. You could afford him. He was cheap. You don't have any money. Yeah, I got to tell you, Coach Prime. I don't. You want that guy over this guy?
We get 25 high school players. How many is going to play that freshman year, at the most? Let's say 4 or 5, right? And so now you got 20 guys redshirted. So when you go through that spring with that 20 guys redshirted, how many are you going to retain after that spring? Or how many are going to jump in the portal on you? Let's just do it. If any one of you going to go statistically and try to calculate this, I already done it. So it's going to be how many? Half. Okay, why don't I just focus on 10? Guys that can, see, when we grab a freshman, we expect that guy to play.
Notice how different the energy is?
You want to talk about energy? How do you talk about NIL?
I don't. I mean, it's always a product and demand thing, right? What are some of the schools that are going to come after our players, going to offer them to try to get them in the portal? So you're always looking at that, and the collective and everyone's done a good job of continuing to raise the bar that way. But as far as an exact number, I couldn't give.
Well, just an estimate. I mean, millions and millions, or do you?
It's in the millions, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So wait a minute. You bought a player, Mike Gundy, because he was cheap, and you've got Oregon State and Bray talking about how, hey, that guy is, I've got millions in millions. Give me an estimate. Is it it's in the millions? You're over here at Oklahoma State, Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas and the great Brandon Whedon, and I got that player because he was affordable. And yeah, Mike Gundy's better than Kyle Whittingham. Have you lost your mind?
Yeah, I couldn't get that last stop and we needed it, unfortunately. That's kind of been the story for several games. We play lights out and just can't get that one last stop. Thank you.
Yeah, give me Mike Gundy over that guy. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Mike Gundy's a has-been who really never was. And I understand that we have this conversation regularly. Bro, you're over here talking about changing hot dog vendors. I'm over here talking about changing the entire program. That's the problem with the Big 12.
Yeah.
You want to keep having Mike Gundy for 3 more years. I don't want Mike Gundy to coach 3 more games.
And I think that point right there is pervasive through the Big 12.
Yes.
How many Tech fans are defending Joey?
Like,
how many TCU fans are talking about Sonny being there several more years? Like, I just think that the expectations for these coaches is not high enough, and you're getting left behind, and then you're going to cry a river about how you got left behind.
And the biggest problem is I'm not even an Oak State fan. That's one of the richest programs in the entire conference,
Yes.
man.
Yes.
They've got a war chest, and he's out here talking about how negotiations are over, and he's only on my team because I could afford him. What? Like, what game are you trying to run a mental game? Because Deion's not. Deion's sitting up there talking about how, hey, man, if you're a freshman, I need you to come in here and play. So give me 10 freshmen who can come in here and play. I'll get everybody else out of the portal.
Yeah, you give me 20 red shirts, 10 are going to stay.
Come on.
4 are going to play. Like,
Like,
come on, bro.
I
It's just 2 different things.
I struggle with it. I absolutely, like, The stuff that Mike Gundy has said that makes me shake my head is this right here.
This place has had tremendous success for 18 and a half years or 19. I can't do the math real good, and so unfortunately in life, most people are weak. And as soon as things start to not go as good as what they thought, they fall apart and they panic. And then they want to point the finger and blame other people. That you see it happen in everyday life. People do it all the time. That's why I refuse to watch the TV and watch the news, because I get tired of people complaining and bitching about this and that versus just doing something about it and trying to figure out a way to make it better. Well, that's what happens in college athletics. And as Jenny said, she's exactly right. It's just on the bigger stage where people can voice their opinion. And in most cases, the people that are negative and voicing their opinion are the same ones that can't pay their own bills. They're not taking care of themselves. They're not taking care of their own family. They're not taking care of their own job, but they have an obligation to speak out and complain about others because it makes them feel better. But then in the end, when they go to bed at night, they're the same failure that they were before they said anything negative about anybody else.
Okay. So he just called you stupid, poor, and dumb.
And a failure.
Hello?
Oh, fucking God.
James coming out of the dumpster after 3 more years of Mike Gundy.
Waves in opposition.
Are you out of your mind? Are you... Lincoln Riley's going to get fired because they haven't played for a national championship and they haven't won in the Big Ten. Andy's got a Heisman Trophy winner already at USC.
Fire and fury.
You're going to fire that guy. But Mike Gundy can talk about how stupid and broke you guys are, and you're unhappy because you ain't getting laid.
Oh, what a loser.
Come on, bro.
This is what I cannot do with football. Like, I don't understand you guys. Like, there are billboards in Morgantown to fire Neil Brown, and you want to keep Mike Gundy for 3 more years.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know, man.
Which is good. Listen, you look at the teams at the top of this league. You look at BYU. Is Kalani calling fans stupid, broke, and unemployed?
Oh.
Is Kalani...
I can't believe that's real, bro. I cannot believe it's a real thing that happened, dude.
If Kalani's running back had gotten a DUI, would he have played this year and had to run stairs mercilessly but not get in trouble? No, he would not be on the team. He would have taken the year off.
To put it nicely.
If, like, say whatever you want. It's mystifying to me. All right. There endeth the lesson. I've probably gone too far with it. It's fine. You need a guy who can teach young quarterbacks next year and pick between Flores and Rangel or Smith. You need someone who can develop quarterbacks. And his name is Mike Gundy. He's the head coach and a legacy quarterback at Oklahoma State. You need a new head coach. You need a new system. You need a clean house. That's what you need, man. Tanner Plummer, Oak State's irrelevant. If it wasn't okay, if it wasn't for Oak State, James, they would have been talked about. They wouldn't be talked about on this show. They probably wouldn't. If you guys didn't come in here every day and tell us how great Mike Gundy's mullet is.
We got to replace the glizzy card on the upper deck. I mean, it's something that's got to happen.
The problem with these 18-team conferences is that many teams don't get tested. Indiana. True. And the problem with the way the Pac-12 melted down is you melted down a really good conference.
Yep.
On the field. It was one of the best conferences.
Their biggest problem was they were too tested.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're seeing now, you're looking at Boise State and you're saying to yourself, okay, they have 1 game left on the schedule and it's Oregon State who's 4-5. Washington State is 8-1. Do you guys understand that? You get that, right? And who has Oregon State lost to? Oregon, Nevada, UNLV, Cal, and San Jose State.
And what is the Oregon State head coach talking about? What's he getting asked about? NIL
NIL money,
bringing in talent,
and he's talking about it openly. Mike Smith, oh my God, dumpster video. So
yeah,
good.
dude,
It had been too
iconic.
long. It had been too long. Are we really requesting videos now?
Waves in opposition. Anita Dick is an opponent. Waves in opposition. Holden Hiscock is also an opponent.
Dude.